What's up, sports fans? Big Ken here. Welcome from the Grid to Rim Sports Talk Show. Join my co-host Monty Brown. What's up, brother? Interesting week one. I'll say that.
Yeah, it was a lot of surprises. Man, I got a lot of my picks wrong last week, but hey, that's what it's all about. That's right. We'll do better this week.
It's hard to predict in the NFL. So yeah. So I guess some things we're obviously going to talk about the show. We're going to talk about some NFL Week One takeaways. We're actually going to start with college football. There's three top 25 matchups. We'll start with that. I might talk a little bit about the top 25 matchup last week, Michigan versus Oklahoma. We talked about last show. Um, Michigan kind of played the way I thought they would. They lost. I thought they lose, but
Mhm.
they did hang in there. They lost 24-13, but I mean Oklahoma pretty much dominated the stats in that
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Michigan hung in there because of their defense, but the young Michigan quarterback, he's a true freshman. I have nothing against him, but he kind of played the way I thought he would on his first really big road game in a hostile stadium. He struggled, but I like him overall, but he's a true freshman, so we're going to have this a lot this year, Michigan fans. So don't get upset. Then this kid literally played high school football last year. He's not a redshirt freshman, so he doesn't have like a year in college where he's been redshirted, practicing with the team for a year and kind of getting redshirt. It's not like that. He was playing Friday Night Lights last year, so this is a big jump for him playing at a place like Michigan. So
Yes.
give him some grace, give him some mercy. He's going to have his ups and downs this year, but he looks really talented. Um, One thing I'll say, real quick, not football related. It's been all over the news, lately. The tragic, murder killing of Charlie Kirk. I know he's like a conservative
Yes.
speaker or
Yes.
something like that. I've seen Facebook. This isn't a political show, but I've seen Facebook posts on it, and what everyone's pretty much saying is right. Like it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with the guy. Like we all have our rights to speak our mind, and he's not like. I was watching some of his clips. Like he thinks, he has his feelings about things. He's not nasty about it. He's actually going to a lot of colleges talking to kids, and even though he disagrees with some of these kids and the people he's talking to on the liberal side, he's actually very well spoken about it. He's not mean. He's not vulgar. He just kind of says his opinion, basically, right? At least that's what I've seen. But I don't want to get too much into it. But I've seen a couple clips. I know he had a wife, two kids, and this just can't happen, folks. Whether you're a liberal
No.
or a conservative,
No.
this can't have it. Like I don't know much about the guy, but from my seeing, it looked like he's obviously a family guy. He didn't seem to be, he didn't seem to be mean spirited. He had his, he just talked about what he believed, and that's the way I kind of saw it from a couple of clips I watched. But everything I'm seeing, like a lot of NFL players have spoken about saying this is horrible, like this shouldn't happen. Like everyone in the sports world is talking about it, saying we can't have this happen in America. So I'll get off my soapbox, but I would say just uh, prayers out to his family because he's survived by his wife and two kids, and obviously his parents and other family members he has. So prayers out to the Kirk family in their time of healing and their time of need. So that's all I got to say on that one. But yeah, craziness, man.
Yeah. Man, this is a dark time we're living in. Very dark time. And we just had this happen yesterday. By the way, today's September 11th.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
Let's just remember what happened. The families that were affected, still affected, plus the ones that were affected after that passed away. I think like over 5,000 more after that from the effects of it. But like I said, we're in the dark time where man can't give his opinion. I mean, don't care what side you're on, it doesn't matter. I mean, man can't give his opinion without getting killed over it, and that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. And I believe his wife was there, saw it. His young daughter was there, and it's sad. It's sad. Let's just keep his family in prayers and hope this doesn't happen again. I mean, it's unfortunate.
I hope not either, but I am glad a lot of the sporting world is saying, "Hey, this is wrong." I'm glad they're speaking up
Yeah,
about that, and I'm sure some of the guys in the sporting world aren't conservatives. They're probably more, I'm sure, but they're saying, "Hey, it's wrong." So I'm glad they're saying that,
it's
even they
wrong.
might have
Yeah,
different opinion than what Charlie Kirk has. The
yeah,
sporting the sporting guys are saying that, so that's really good on them. And And yeah, this can't happen. But I'm glad you remembered September 11th. Yes, we know what happened 24 years ago. You know, I can't believe we're almost on our 25th year anniversary on that. I remember where I was at when that
Yeah.
happened. I was stationed in
Yeah.
Japan. We're actually talking about it today at work, and I remember exactly where I was at. You kind of remember where you're at when something like that happened.
Yes.
The crazy thing was, I just came off security watch. I wasn't security full time, but in Japan at the base I was working, I was on show duty, and we had what's called ASF, auxiliary, excuse me, security force, and basically like I had my everyday job working on the flight line. Since I'm aviation, I was working at the terminal. But with this ASF thing, I was basically like part-time security. Like twice a month, we would have to stand watches with the everyday security guys, the MAs or the MPs in the Army, or we call them MAs, Master Arms, but I know the rest of the military calls them the MPs, military police. But we stand watch with the MPs, MAs, whatever you want to call them. Like we help them out, and we help them out during like air shows and like big events where they need extra watch standards, basically. But I was on like a regular shift that day, and I literally just got off work because
Yeah.
the time changed in Japan. I got off like at 9 o'clock at night, and I was literally taking a shower, and my wife is saying, "Can come out of the shower? Like something's happening in New York." I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" And sure enough, like the first plane had already hit, and I watched the second one hit live. Like, oh crap! And then I got called back into like 2 hours, like an hour, 2 hours later, I got called back into security to stand and watch again. So I
Oh,
got no
wow.
sleep that night because I had no
Wow.
alcohol. You can't arm up. Yeah, alcohol within 12 hours, you can't arm up. But of course, I just got off watch. They knew it. All the guys that I just got off watch with got called back, plus the ones that were already on that took over the shift for us. So yeah, it was an interesting 2 or 3 weeks. I was there for a couple of months, but the first 2 or 3 weeks, we basically had no days off because we were like full
Hmm.
time security for like 2 weeks straight. Just go home, get some sleep, come back for your next shift. I mean, it was like that for like 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Then it finally died down, and then it got back to normal. And we went back to I went back to my everyday job. But yeah, I remember that. I know we're getting really long-winded, folks. Have said nothing about sports, but we had to bring these two things up: September 11th and the Charlie Kirk passing. But now let's get into college football. Um,
Here we go. Yes.
so we are into sports, people. I know it took like 5 minutes, but you'll get over it. So I'll talk a little bit Michigan, Oklahoma. I already mentioned in the beginning. Yeah, Michigan. Just really quickly, yeah, Michigan played the way I thought they would. Just like I said in the opening, like they lost 24-13. You know, I think they were starting to come from behind. At one point it was 21-13. They had it down to a one-score game. That's when I got home from my Pee Wee football games. I got home in the fourth quarter. It was 21-13. Michigan actually just couldn't struggle to make it 21-13. But yeah, Michigan's offense didn't do much. Young quarterback struggled, like I said. And that was Michigan's Achilles heel last year after JJ McCarthy left. And we're definitely going to talk about how he played in the NFL. His opening debut in the NFL was something else. First half,
Yes.
not so much, but second half, wow. Um,
Hmm.
um, but Michigan has struggled in the quarterback position since he's been gone last year and this year. Like I said, we have a true freshman. Michigan fans is don't lose your minds. I think Michigan will finish with a winning record this year, but we're not going to be going to. I don't see us going to a Big Ten championship. I mean, it's only week one, so I can't say that, but I doubt it. Um, I think it's going to be similar to last year. We finished 7-5 last year. We're going to be like around that mark again. I think. I think we might follow the top 25. We're barely in the top 25 right now. We're like number 23. We went from 16 to 23 after a loss. I think we will win this week against Central Michigan to stay in the top 25, but that still is a weird kind of game. Central Michigan's decent. Michigan's obviously heavily favored, but Central Michigan does go to bowl games. Like Michigan should win this game, but it's not just like you got to do more than just show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Michigan will win, but you never know. It's kind of a rivalry game, not like Michigan State, but it is a Michigan in-state game. Um, but I think we'll have our struggles this year, just like last year, man. So that's my takeaway. What's yours, Monty? Before we get into the picks for this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree. Give this man a chance. It says something about what Michigan thinks about this young man playing for the quarterback from playing high school football last year to playing on the road at Oklahoma his freshman year, true freshman. I mean, that's what that says a lot about this man's future. What they think. I mean, they think he's the guy.
And he hung in there. He hung
Yeah,
in
he's
there. He
gonna.
showed a lot of poise. He didn't seem to get rattled
Yeah.
or
Oh
frustrated.
yeah.
He hung in there. His
Yeah.
stats
I
weren't
didn't
good.
see the whole game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't see all of it, but what I saw, he did very well. So he'll be all right. And like you mentioned about Central Michigan, they're no pushover, and they could take advantage of the fact that this guy's a freshman. I mean, so yeah. Michigan's going to have to come out and play at the top of their game. They should win the
yeah,
game, of course, but they can't. They for sure cannot sleep on this team. Or if not, they'll mess around and get.
yeah.
There'll
They
be an
can't
upset on
fall
their hands.
asleep because they could get beat. If they fall
Yeah,
asleep. Yeah, they're gonna be favored
yeah,
and they should win. But yeah, but like great analysis. Yeah, they could take advantage of the freshman quarterback. But I agree with everything you said. Like Michigan obviously thinks very highly of him. And I saw the talent he had when he played. He
yes,
was under 50%. He started off the game okay, but then his stats like really fell. I think he was like 10 for 25 or 11 for 25.
Mhm.
He was under 50% as a whole, so that's not good as a quarterback. But he played on the road. He definitely has scrambling ability. I did see him scramble for a first down in the fourth quarter, so he can run and throw. Um, but yeah, but Michigan has to build around him. That's the thing. Like Michigan lost
yes,
Loveland as a tight end. Like I said, Michigan's never had really top of the line wide receivers, which that's gonna be hard on another. That's gonna be hard on any quarterback, but especially a freshman quarterback. Like I
yep,
still don't know who was around him for him to throw to. That's gonna be really hard for him. Guys
mhm.
really need to step up for Michigan, the receiving core, and obviously Michigan always has a good running game. But the thing is, no matter how good your running game is, like you can't run every single play. The
No,
defense is gonna stack the box on you. I mean, that's why Michigan has to get this passing thing figured out. Maybe not this year, but next year they got more things to figure this out. And I think this is our guy. Like I said, he's gonna have an up and down freshman year, but hopefully his sophomore year next year he'll be like really good and learn from everything this year, the good and the bad. So that's what I'm hoping for. Um,
okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
all you can
and
look
that's
at, really.
yeah, and teams are going to do that. They're going to make this freshman beat them. So yeah, everybody knows that Michigan loves to run the ball. I mean, that's just what they do. They're a power team. So yeah, like you said, let's build around this guy. Give him tools, set him up for success this year, moving forward, and the years to come, because he's going to be there a while. He'll do all right. He'll
Yeah, I
do
think he'll be
okay.
all right. Their offensive coordinator needs to be really creative, though. Plays that work for him, he needs to be. They need to be creative. They got to be thinking of ways to get the ball out and not be predictable and things like that. So, offensive coordinator has his hands full, and the head
Yes.
coach. All right, top 10 matchups for college. First one's a big SEC matchup. Number 6, Georgia at 15,
Ooh.
Tennessee. Um, Georgia's been a powerhouse for a long time. We know this. And
Mm-hmm.
that hit them in Alabama. Obviously, we know Alabama's a little bit down. Obviously since last year, we know this also. But they've been a powerhouse for a long time. So is Georgia. Tennessee's been coming up. Tennessee has, as of recently, in the last like 2 or 3 years, they've come alive. So Tennessee's kind of another really good SEC team that's emerged like in the past 2 or 3 years. So it is going to be hard to play Tennessee, but Georgia is Georgia. Georgia is obviously good enough to beat them, but Tennessee does have a really good home crowd. Their fans gonna be really into the game. We saw it last year when we went to the game live, watching them play Kentucky.
Yeah.
So who do you got? Do you think Georgia? I won't say it'll be obviously if Georgia wins, it's not upset because they're number 6. Do you think Tennessee can pull off? I guess the upset is the way to look at it. They're at home. It's gonna be
Yeah.
an upset if they win. So
Wow, we were just talking about quarterbacks a minute ago, and we have Tennessee had a quarterback situation of their own last year.
yep,
So
yep,
now they got that transfer from UCLA, Aguilar.
yep.
Um, so they'll be at home. They got that rowdy crowd. We've seen it firsthand. I mean, those people are nuts. I love it. So they're going to need that crowd. They're going to need everything to give Georgia all they can handle, man. They're one of the favorites to win the national title, along with Ohio State, along with Penn State. So, in order for him to win this game, this young man's going to have to play flawless, I believe.
Yeah,
As far
I
as
agree
pick,
too.
I'm picking Georgia to win it on the road. just because I do think overall they're a better team, but not by much. Not by much. It's going to be a very good matchup.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully Tennessee does not lay an egg. I don't think they will. They're a pretty good head
No,
coach. I think they'll be okay, but I do think Georgia is a little better, not just because they're better in the rankings. I think they're a little bit better. And like I said, Georgia's been on the map for a long time. Tennessee's just
yes.
getting there recently. New quarterback. I think it'll be a big, big test for them. I think it'll be a good game, but I do see Georgia winning. I would love to see Tennessee wins. I would not be upset. I mean,
No, not at all.
I
Yeah.
mean, I might be watching that game. Well, yeah, I'll be watching that game. Put it that way. Won't say more than that to ruin anything. But yeah, but I'll be watching that game. Uh, probably. But yeah, I got Georgia squeaking it out. Um, all right, here's a big one. A little bit of a surprise. Number 18 South Florida at number 5 Miami, and number 18 South Florida got ranked because they upset Florida. Florida is
Oof.
coming.
Yeah.
Florida last year had a real bad first half, but they were on fire the second half of the season with their quarterback change after their veteran quarterback, like the fifth or sixth year senior, got hurt. He was coming from I think Wisconsin. Can't remember his name, but it was on the
Mhm.
SEC every given Saturday show recently. I watched on Netflix. He gets hurt, and then the freshman guy takes over, and he does pretty good. Now he's back again this year. I think Florida will be good overall again this year, but I think they were in the top 25 and they got knocked out losing to South Florida. Like I think it was last week or was it the week before. But I think Florida's 1-1 right now.
Yes.
But South Florida's 2-0 and ranked number 18 versus number 5 Miami. Miami looked good against Notre Dame. That was a good game. They won 27-24 at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Um, like we said last week before, classic rivalry. But who do you got that one? I think I got Miami, but I think South Florida's going to give them everything they can handle. Miami's been kind of suspect the last decade, but I think
Mhm.
they're finally back on the map again.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, or anybody out there. If I'm not mistaken, what lost Florida that game was a spitting incident. There was a lineman that spit on a, well, speaking of spitting incidents, similar to what
Yeah, the
happened.
Cowboys and Eagles. Yeah, it's crazy. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Good point.
Yeah, but I believe there was a spitting incident that Florida player spit on a South Florida player, got ejected. Of course, there was a penalty, 15-yard penalty, and I'm not sure what happened after that. I've heard talk about it on the sports talk channels. I haven't done any research on it, but I know that incident had a lot to do with them losing that game. I think the penalty pretty much cost them that game, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate. So, yeah, I mean, South Florida has always been
They've
good,
always,
ranked,
yeah, they're
yeah,
decent.
if not
They're a
top
team you can't
25, for
sleep
sure
on.
top 30. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
always competitive. So I'm picking Miami. I've always had the heart for the Hurricanes since way back when. But
Michael Irvin and everybody else. Yeah,
oh
the
yeah,
80s, the bet when
yeah,
they were
yeah. Jimmy
Jimmy
Johnson, all of them
Johnson being
coming
there.
more even after all that. So yeah, I know people couldn't stand them at the time.
They were good though.
But
They were trash talking and flamboyant, but man, they backed it up. I'll say that. You may not
oh
like
yeah,
it, but
I
they
mean
backed it up, man.
yeah, yeah, they did. Yeah, but yeah, I think Miami will beat them pretty handily.
I think Miami will win. They just can't sleep on South Florida, which I don't think they will because they know what South Florida did to Florida. So I think they will be ready for that game. But like so Miami's been suspect the past decade. They have been ranked a few times the past decade, but they haven't been like a legit like top 10 team. They've been to some bowl games, but they're just like way off what they used to be winning national championships back in the day. But it looks like they might be back in that. They're number 5 right now, so they're definitely back in the playoff football hunt. The one that trying to be
Yes,
one of the top 12 teams again. They were close to getting in last year, but I know they dropped some kind of games late, but they were close to get in last year with
yeah,
the first number 1 quarterback in the draft. Cam Ward had a really good season with them last
yeah,
year, but they dropped some games late. They kind of took them out of that, you know.
yeah,
But they had a really good year overall. But unfortunately, they just lost some games at the end of the year that took them out of the top 12 talk. Um, Number 16, Texas A&M, which is always a tough team, versus number 8 Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
Ooh,
Notre Dame is
I
one
didn't
and
see.
one. They're really good. Yes, they lost to Miami, but that was a really good game, 27-24. They played. That was just a great game. I mean, both teams played well. That was just really good college football in week one. Um, Texas A&M is tough, but they just can't quite get over the hump, man. I know they
Yeah.
had chances last year.
Yes.
They're always tough and decent, but they're kind of like an 8-4 team all the time, which is good. But they just can't get the like 10-2
Mhm.
mark, make it into the college football playoffs. I don't know if they will this year or not. They have a chance, obviously. They usually have a pretty good defense. Um, I got Notre Dame winning at home, but Texas A&M is no slouch, so I can
No.
see them possibly pulling off an upset, but I'll pick Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's a tough ask to go into Notre Dame and to go in there and pull off a win, especially, yeah, that's tough. I don't see Notre Dame losing this game at home. I just don't. I know Texas A&M. If it was at Texas A&M, I would give them a better shot. That's one of the toughest
Yeah, College
places to
Station is no
play in
joke.
college
Yeah.
football. Yeah, but man, at Notre Dame, that crowd's pretty rowdy there as well, and
Oh yeah.
just the history of playing there. I mean, that's tough. I mean, yeah, I got Notre Dame here as well.
Yep. This isn't a ranked game. One of the teams is ranked, but I just covered that real quick because it is Florida. Number 3, LSU at Florida. Florida lost. I do believe they're pretty good.
Mhm.
LSU's looking to bounce back off after a couple 8-4 seasons with their coach. The guy that used to be the coach for Notre Dame, what's his name? Kelly, whatever his name is.
Yes.
Of course, he's all over the SEC show. LSU is one of the teams they talk about a lot in that SEC any given Saturday show. And they talk about them more than I think any damn team. Their quarterback came back. He did not declare for the NFL draft, which was all talked about during that show, the Netflix show, but he came back. And they look pretty good right now. It looks like this Nussmeier guy, the quarterback, did a good job of coming back because they're fired up. And the biggest thing about LSU that's much improved is their defense. Their offense has always been good. Wide
Yes.
receiver university, we know this. And
Oh,
they've always had
yes.
pretty good quarterback play usually. I mean, Jaden Daniels came from there. Uh, Joe Cool came from there. They got good quarterbacks. They always have decent offense, but their defense was freaking horrible. But it seems like their defense is much improved this year. That's the biggest change on their team. So can Florida pull off an upset at home against a really good number 3 LSU team that is fired up this year? They're looking
Mhm.
to do some because they're pissed off over the last couple of seasons.
Ooh, to go in the well, Florida does this every year, every other year, plays in Death Valley, so they're pretty familiar with this LSU team. But yeah, one of the favorites to win the national title definitely will be in the playoffs. Seems like wide receivers grow on trees at this university, like you mentioned. I mean, man, it's just crazy how they just rebuild every single year.
Yeah,
Florida coming off a terrible loss last week, South Florida upset. I mean, they're going to go on their upset. This is going to be a better game than anticipated.
yeah, they're out at
LSU's
home.
favored by 7.5, but I'm looking for LSU to win this game, but not by a lot. I think it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, I think Florida keep it close. They are at home. They got to a slow start last year. Like I said, the first half of the season they were doing horrible. They wanted the Florida head coach's head. I mean, Florida alumni was trying to get this guy fired in the middle of the season. That was all over. That was
Yeah.
all on the Netflix show. I mean, they were trying to get him fired
Yes.
mid-season. They were pissed. I mean, that's rare to try to get a head coach fired mid-season. But Florida faithful were like just trying to oust him. They were trying to get him out of town.
Yeah.
But
You don't see that in college ball too much.
no, you don't. But Florida was, man, they were feeling a certain way about this guy. And I got to give him a lot of props. He hung in there. He didn't seem to take it personally, which is hard. But he did a really good job of
Yeah.
keeping his composure and like kind of shutting out that noise. And
Yeah.
then
That's
they
tough.
win like the next like 4 or 5 games in a row to finish the season. And then I mean, they finished well last year. I think they'll be good this year, but I do think they will finish. I do think they'll start off 1-2. So don't go for his head being 1-2 because he's played against some really hard teams early on in the season. I think as a whole they will be okay this year, but
Yeah.
they probably will be more likely to be 1-2 after their first 3 games, and then
Yeah.
start winning some games like later on. That's how I see it. But yeah,
Yeah.
all right, NFL brother. Live
All
update for
right.
Thursday night. Live update for Thursday night football. The Green Bay Packers are up 7-0. I think late in the first quarter or early second.
Yeah. Jordan Love threw a touchdown pass to Dobbs. So, yeah, I have Jordan Love starting on my football team because Purdy got hurt. So I guess starting off with a good start there. I like that.
I love it too, and I like Jordan Love. But before we get into
Yeah.
week 2 predictions, like I said, the game is live, the first game Thursday night, but we'll talk about what are your week 1 takeaways. There are a lot of interesting things in week 1. So what are some of the couple takeaways you have, Monty?
I know you're going to talk about JJ McCarthy in a
You can
little
talk
bit.
about it if you want.
Well, no, I'm going to go the opposite of that.
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed as far as the heat Caleb Williams is taking. Uh, the man's gone through, get this, three, not one, three offensive coordinators his rookie year. Three. And they're calling the man a bust already, which
I
a
disagree
lot
with
of
that.
Chicago fans, a lot of the media, I don't think so. That's tough for anybody. I mean, imagine working for three different bosses in the same year at your job. It's tough. I mean, he had not the greatest stats, but I think he went 21 to 35. I might have the numbers wrong, 210. Not terrible, but not great either. I'm more concerned about Chicago's defense. I mean, because you watch that game, they were just killing Minnesota until, man, McCarthy stepped it up, and man,
Fourth quarter, they
he's a man.
outscored 21-7. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm on the soapbox on that. I mean,
I agree with
I know
you.
it's the Bears organization. They haven't had a good quarterback since, if you call him a good quarterback, McMahon. I don't know.
He was
I'm
just
trying to
really
think of.
flamboyant. Yeah, he was very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, but
They had Rex Grossman who got in the Super Bowl, but can you consider him a good quarterback either? He's just kind of average, but he did get them to the Super Bowl. But they had Devin Hester, and they had a really good defense. They
yeah.
had, uh,
So
yeah, they. Go ahead, man.
I'm not a Bears fan. I'm not a Bears hater either. I'm just being objective. Let's give this guy a year, hopefully with the same coach, same offensive coordinator. It's tough enough playing that division. You got Green Bay, you got Detroit.
They have a
I
very tough
mean,
NC North, no joke. Yeah,
and that might be the toughest division in football. It might be. You can argue that. So,
they were last year.
let's, yeah, let's wait a minute on this guy, and let's not throw him to the Lions yet. I mean, no pun intended.
I think some people just don't like him because he's a Heisman Trophy winner. You know, he started off the game hot. He started off 10 for 10, was on fire. They
Yeah,
were in love with him in the first quarter, even the first half, pretty much. They looked good, and I mean, the Minnesota Vikings did get like a late field goal, I think, to end the first half or something like that.
mhm.
But I mean, they looked good though, man. They're up,
Yeah,
whatever it was, 10 to was it 10-3 or 10-6? I don't know what it
yeah,
was. It was something like that. Then JJ Mccathy throws a pick six. They're up 17-6, middle of the third
mhm.
quarter. It looked like they're going to blow the game wide open. Their field goal kicker did miss a 50-yard field goal. They could have been up 20-6, but he missed it. He went like a little bit wide or whatever. He didn't miss by much, but he missed it just barely. Kind of started drifting on him at the end, you know.
Yes,
But that happens, especially a 50-yard kick. I mean, I know they're making them a lot more than what they used to, the last couple of years, but you can still miss a kick like that,
yeah,
even in the NFL. I mean, people are human. Um, but yeah, but after JJ McCarthy threw that pick six, I'll get on JJ McCarthy. He like woke up. He
yeah, yeah,
That pick six did something to his brain. Most
yeah.
quarterbacks would just keep on tanking, and it would be the snowball effect, and they would just keep on getting worse, worse, and
Mhm.
worse. He did the exact opposite.
Yes,
He had a very quiet first half. They hardly had any first downs in the first half. I think they had like 3 or 4 first downs in the first half. They had like 3 or 4 first outs in the first 3 and outs in the first half. I think they had another one early in the third quarter. Had the pick six. But after that, he was on fire, and I think he earned the respect out of his teammates. He threw 2 touchdown passes. He ran for a
yeah,
touchdown. I know JJ McCarthy can run because we watched Michigan. I watch Michigan football. I know he has. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he's faster than the average NFL quarterback. He runs like a 4.5. So he's pretty fast. He's
Wow.
almost running back speed,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
most NFL quarterbacks are running like 4.7s, 4.8s, 4.9s.
Yeah.
He's 4.5, so he's well above average. Of course, Lamar Jackson's like a
Yeah.
4.2, 4.3 guy. He's like lightning fast, one of the fastest guys in the league. But um, a 4.5 is really good speed. That's like cornerback, wide receiver, running back kind of speed, basically. You know,
Mm.
you know, he's quicker than he looks. He's athletic. So, and I saw
Yeah.
that plenty of times at Michigan.
Yeah.
Him getting the outside, he can take off.
Yeah. The man's practically a freshman, rookie. I mean, hurt last year, sat,
Yeah,
watched the whole year. So he saw a lot. And I'm sure I mean, playing for Michigan, prepared played with Jim Harbaugh, who's a quarterback genius,
yeah,
learned a lot from him. So, yeah, um, I like this guy. I knew he would be successful. I expected him to play last year. Unfortunately, he got hurt. And no, to see him pull that off, I mean, he could have folded and he didn't. Uh, Came back on fire after that pick six. And some young quarterbacks have folded after that. And he
yeah,
did not. He went the complete opposite. And I like that. I'm looking forward to watching him this year because I'll be keeping an
yeah.
eye
Me
on him.
too. I was kind of wondering about him. I like him. I knew, of course, he played at Michigan, so I like that, obviously. But I was being objective. I wasn't sure how he was going to be in the NFL. Obviously, he had a really good week one. Still a lot of football left. They had 16 more games to go, but his moxie is really good and his confidence is really good. He already shows a lot of leadership. I mean,
Yeah.
I watched him go into the tunnel at halftime, and even though he struggled in the first half, the whole entire team did offensively. He's in the tunnel, and he's like all the rest of the Minnesota Vikings players come off the field. And he's just like high fiving them, like he's upbeat. I mean, he's playing horrible,
Yes.
but he's upbeat as all guy. He's like high fiving them. He's energetic. Like you can tell he wasn't gonna give up. Like his attitude is really good. Like his spirit, his motivation, and that's what got him through after that pick six. Like he just
Yes.
kept on believing, man. You gotta respect a guy like that. I know his teammates
Yeah.
respect the hell out of him after what he pulled off in week one, his first start in the NFL after starting off really
Yeah.
bad and then just lights out fourth quarter. That showed a lot of people something. And I agree with you about Caleb Williams before we move on to some other things. But yeah, I personally have no problem with Caleb Williams. Some people think he's like a little bit he's not overrated. He's a legit number one pick winning the Heisman, but
Hmm.
what's he some people think he's self entitled because this is a generation of a lot of self entitlement, and I know there's people out there that
Hmm.
think he's really self entitled because he says something sometimes that come off very self entitled, and some people don't like him for that. Um, but like to your point, the Bears have been bad offensively forever. They have been a bad
Yes.
team, and like you said, he had three offensive coordinators last year. That would be hard for a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers to handle,
Yes.
let alone
Yes.
a freaking rookie. And he's got a lot of pressure on him being the number one pick. It's not easy being the number one pick. So there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And I thought overall he played well on that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did miss some throws over the middle. His one weakness I see is he was off timing. He had some guys open on his middle crossing routes,
Yeah.
and he missed that like 3 or 4 times. A couple times he was pressured, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But there's a couple times where he wasn't pressured, he just missed them. You know,
Hmm.
he was selling the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
But when they went down 27-17, he did get him into the end zone to make it interesting at 27-24. So he kept on fighting too, just like McCarthy. But when they scored that last touchdown, there was like a minute to go, and they got the ball back with like what 10 seconds left in the game. They couldn't do anything. They had to win it on one play, and it wasn't going to happen. It was going to
Yeah.
be very tough to do. They just had no time left on the clock, basically, and they tried that whole hook and ladder, trying to throw the ball
Yeah.
around. They didn't have a good play design to even try that. It didn't get very
No.
far, but a lot of times those things don't. But
No, they don't work usually. Most of
they
the time.
usually don't. The one hook and ladder that threw everyone by surprise was in that Tennessee Titans playoff game when they threw it back to Dyson on
Yeah.
the kickoff, and
Yeah.
no one saw that one coming. But everyone knew this was coming, so
Yeah.
There was no element of surprise like it was a long time ago back in the day with Dyson and Tennessee Titans and their dramatic playoff win back in the like early 2000s, whenever that was, 20 plus years ago. Do you have any other takeaways? I know Brock Purdy and George Kittle are hurt. George Kittle got hurt early in week one. Brock Purdy played the whole
Yeah.
game. They beat the Seahawks in a last minute touchdown.
Yeah.
But I
Purdy will
heard
be
Purdy
out.
has turf toe,
Yeah. 2 to 5 weeks. Kittle's out on, I think he's on
hamstring.
IR. I'm not sure how long he's going to be out. Do you know how long he's going to be out?
I think like a month at least. Like hamstrings are usually like 4 to 6 weeks. It's kind of like week to week, but it could be up to 4 weeks. I think.
Ooh,
He,
that's
he
going to be
went
tough
out
for Sam.
early. He had the opening touchdown to start the game. And
Yeah.
he went out like late first quarter after they had scored.
Wow. No, my only other takeaway is, and man, I should have saw this coming. I think you have the pick right. KC losing to the Chargers. I mean,
Yeah, that was a
I
big
should have
one.
been better than that. Yeah,
We both picked
and
KC, but I said the Chargers could very well win this game. I said they
yeah,
can they get over the hump, and they did. So
yeah, yeah. This is gonna be a tough year for KC, man. It doesn't. But we're gonna get into picks in a minute, and ooh, they got Philadelphia this week. That's gonna be a tough one. So yeah, I was a little, I was a little surprised at that one.
yeah,
Neutral
see,
field, I mean,
yeah, me
but
and you both picked
still,
the 49ers to win, but Seahawks blew that game. I watched that whole entire game. They blew that freaking game.
yeah,
They lose what 19-17 last second minute kind of touchdown deal on a throw up pass, and the dude kind of came out of nowhere to catch it like a backup tight end, the guy in for Kittle, like
yeah,
in the corner of the end zone. Like he kind of came out of the middle of nowhere and just kind of plucked that ball away from the defender. It looked like the defender Woolen had a beat on it, and that guy just took it right away from him, jumped right in front of him and caught it, like surprised him. Um,
yeah,
Bland is hurt for the Cowboys. I heard. Have you heard that?
yeah. During practice, I think a knee, so he's gonna be out for a little while. So that I think they're going to have Elam playing on the other side, the guy that they traded from Buffalo to go
Yeah.
there. So yeah, that's going to hurt. So I mean, they have the Giants this week. They should be okay, but
They
man,
should
they
be
need
okay.
Bland
We've had
back.
their number the past decade, but the Giants are due to hopefully not this game. I don't want the
Yeah,
Cowboys starting off 0-2, but I do think the Giants are due to beat the Cowboys at some point. It's
yeah,
hopefully, I don't think it's this year because they seem to be
yeah,
struggling again. But the
yeah,
Cowboys have had their number for the past several years. Hopefully that keeps up. I think it
yeah.
will, but we'll see. Last thing I got before we get into week two picks is the Rams won, but they did start off slow. Um, Nakua had a big game. Oh boy, Devonta Adams did have 4 catches, but for a long time he only had 1 catch for 3 yards. I think him and Stafford will connect better. It's only week one. 4 catches isn't bad, but it's not typical Devonta
No,
Adams numbers. But he has to understand he's got Nakua on the other side, so I don't think he's gonna be getting 7 or 8 catches a game. I think he'll get more than 4, but I think Nakua is number one, and Devonta Adams is going to get used to being number two, which he's not used to his whole entire career. But I think that's what's going to happen because Nakua is
yes,
the guy for the Rams, and Stafford already has a really good connection with him over the past couple of years. So, um, yeah, Devonta Adams has got to be used to being number two, being a really good number two. So
yeah,
that's how I see it. So, all right, picks.
okay.
Um, week two picks. Green Bay still is up 7-0. I'm looking at my TV now. They're up 7-0 with 10:25 to go in the second quarter. Not sure who has the ball. If it's Green Bay or Washington Commanders, but they're up playing at Lambeau Field. Do you think Green Bay holds on to win this game? It's still close. So what do you think is going to
Yeah,
happen here?
we have that Green Bay defense with my newly added Michael Parsons. The Commanders have that offense. I really like that rookie running back, Bill Krosky. Man, I'm not sure if you've seen him, but he's good.
Yeah,
He, yeah, he's a surprise. I was watching him a preseason game, and I know it's just preseason, but you know when somebody's good, you see this pop. He just stands out, and
yeah,
this man stands out. And he
I got
started
you.
had a touchdown last week. So yeah, unfortunately, he's playing for Washington, Dallas rival, but I'll be watching him. I
I
mean,
agree with you.
but yeah, yeah, he's good. But yeah, I think it'll be tough to beat the Packers at home.
Well, I'm going to say interesting stat. I just saw on TV the Green Bay Packers, the ball, they're driving. They're almost in the red zone. They're at like the 22 or 23-yard line of Washington. Um, Very interesting stat. Commanders' offense is very good overall, but as of now, they only have 23 yards of offense, and Green Bay has over 200 yards of offense. So Green Bay is up 7-0, but stats-wise, they're absolutely dominating this game. So
Wow.
they just put that stat up on the TV like 10 seconds ago. I'm like, holy crap. So they hardly have any first downs. And it looks like, as long as Green Bay doesn't do anything stupid, it looks like they're going to go up by 2 scores, either a field goal or a touchdown to be up 10-0 or 14-0. But hopefully I didn't jinx them. They throw a pick or a fumble or something. But um, up, Taft's got it. He just ran it to a 6-yard line, so it's first and goal right now. So
Okay.
Taft is a good, we know Taft is a good tight end for Green Bay.
Yes.
That was a good pass play by him and Love right there. That was a well designed play. I got Green Bay winning. Green Bay looked
Yeah.
really good against Detroit last week. I said Green Bay would win
Yeah.
that game. A lot of people had Detroit. I thought Green Bay
I
would.
had Detroit. Yeah. I had Detroit.
Um, Green Bay dominated Detroit, actually. I think Detroit's going to be okay overall. They have a really good team, really good fiery coach, but they looked bad in week one. But I think they will recover. They still have all the talent there. They just had a bad week one, but Green Bay looks really effing good right now to start the season. So, yeah, I think Green Bay will be 2-0 after tonight. Um,
Yeah.
Next game, we were just talking about, I think we know this pick, Giants at Cowboys. I think we both got Cowboys. Hopefully it's a blowout. But Cowboys did not play good at home
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of time. We'll see Jackson Dart starting for the Giants.
Yep.
Um, Russell Wilson played horrible last week, from what I understand, and it's just we don't want this rookie starting in front of Russell Wilson or James
Yeah,
Winston,
Russell
but
Wilson's time is
he's going to end up
done.
starting. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm looking for the Cowboys to win this game. Coming off a disappointing loss that they should have had against Philadelphia,
Yeah, they
they'll be
blew
off
that
of blood this
game.
game. So yeah,
We both love
yeah,
how much they hung in there against the defending Super Bowl champs, but they hung in there all game long. But, unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb, as great as he is, he blew that game for us, dropping all his damn passes in the fourth quarter. That killed us.
yeah,
And the fumble by Sanders, when it looked like we were going to at
yeah,
least get a field goal or a touchdown on that drive. We were like, we're getting close to the red zone, like I think inside, like around the 25-yard line. We were in scoring range, well within our kicker's range. We have the best kicker in the league, man. So
yeah.
either a touchdown or a field goal, but they screwed that up. But yeah, I got Cowboys all the way. Hopefully it's a blow. Hopefully they beat the brakes off the Giants like they always do. They need a really good bounce that game. I think they will. Here's a tough one. This has been a good matchup lately. Seahawks at Steelers. Seahawks did blow game one. I think Steelers won week one, or did they lose? I think they
Oh, they
won.
won. Rodgers had four
Oh
touchdown
yeah,
passes
Rodgers had
week.
a great game. That's right.
Yes.
Maybe he's not washed.
So
That's right. He threw for almost 300 yards. That's right.
yeah,
He looked really
and
good.
I think where Rodgers goes, the Steelers goes. I mean, if he has a bad game, they lose. If he plays like he did last week, they win. Um, and I see him winning again this week. I'm going to pick the Steelers.
I think the Seahawks will start off 0-2. I agree. I think Steelers will win. That's a long
Yeah.
road trip for Seattle, completely
Oh
across the
man.
country.
Yeah.
Steelers always have a good defense, and the problem with the Steelers has been their offense, but their offense is playing like they did in week one. Yeah, they're going to win this
Yeah.
game. I would like to see Seahawks win, but I think Seahawks will have a good this year, but they have been 0-2 before and still make the playoffs. They definitely can't go
Mhm.
0-3, but Seahawks have had some 0-2 teams and then still made the playoffs. Um, but I think they will be 0-2. Rams at Titans. I think this is the easy one.
Yeah. The Rams. I mean, the Titans are rookie quarterback. Yeah, it's tough. They do have a couple good running backs. They have Pollard there,
Yeah,
but I think their other running back Spears is hurt for a while. But still, yeah, we'll go with the Rams.
agreed. Bills at Jets, the New York State rivalry. Jets are better. We thought they played good on week one.
Yes.
They looked good against the Steelers, right? But they lost a good game. The quarterback, the old Chcago Bears quarterback, looked good in that game. He had good stats. The old Ohio State quarterback, I know his name, tipped my tongue. Dang it, what's his name, Monty? He went
No.
to he went to the Jets. He used to play for the Chicago Bears, Ohio
Ah,
State. Oh my God, I
yeah,
know his name. Let me look this up real quick, folks. I'm data dumping
yeah,
again. My
yeah,
apologies. He played good. Um, he played for the
yes.
Steelers briefly too. Him and Russell, Russell Wilson ended up getting the job from him, but I think that was
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. There we
Justin
go.
Fields.
Justin
Yeah.
Fields played
Oh boy,
good.
how can I forget that?
He
Yeah.
played really well in
Yeah,
a
he did.
loss.
Yes. Yes.
And I think the Jets will be better this year, like our good friend Brian. I think the Jets will have a bounce back year. They finished like 7-10 2 years in a row, kind of be on the cusp of being a good team. They always blew it. Obviously, the Rodgers thing didn't work out there. Saleh gets fired out. Now he's the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator, and they look really good on defense again this year. He's a good defensive coordinator. Maybe not a good head coach, but he's a good defensive coordinator. But I think the Jets will be fine. But Bills, that dramatic winning, how can we forget about that? How the Bills came back and won that game. They look like they're in the freaking tank.
Yeah. Maybe the best game of the week, man.
That
Yeah.
was Sunday Night Football was the best game. I don't know how I forgot that opening up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down 40 to 25, and they win 41 to 40. I mean, Derrick Henry has a
But
monster game, but his one bad thing he did was he fumbled the damn ball. That changed everything.
funny thing about that is I went to bed. I had
Yep.
no idea what happened until I got in the car to go to work and
I
Sports
kept
Channel was
watching
talking.
it.
Like they lost. I was like, what?
I kept watching
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Derrick Henry
I went
fumbled
to bed and this.
and
Sheesh.
they ended up tying the game because it was 40-25, and then Bills scored off their own touchdown, then to make it a one-score game, and then the next possession, like 2 plays later, Derrick Henry fumbles the ball. Next thing you know, well, they didn't tie it because they didn't get the 2-point conversion. It was 40 to 38. That's how they won 41 to 4, but it was 40 to 38. They didn't get the 2-point.
Mhm.
Baltimore's defense was stepping up. They still could have won the game possibly 40 to 30, but then Buffalo gets the damn ball back. They just
Yeah.
all of a sudden having a great game offensively, almost the whole entire game. They couldn't get a first freaking down again, and
Wow.
yeah, they're lights out on offense all game until like the last 2 possessions of the game, and yeah, because Buffalo was getting torched on defense all game long until the end of the
Mhm.
fourth quarter, and yeah, their kicker Prater looks like a senior citizen. He's old as all get out. He makes the game-winning field goal, 41-40.
Yeah, I was like, he's still in the league?
I think
Sheesh.
he wasn't, but they called him up because I think they needed a kicker. He was out of the league.
Wow.
He's in his 40s. He's like
Wow.
42, I think. But he looks
Yeah.
older than that. I'm like, damn, brother, you're not aging very well.
Yeah.
uh,
Man, my best takeaway from that game is I have Derrick Henry in both my fantasy football leagues, and he ran like a maniac that game.
yeah, like
So,
170 yards. He could have had
yeah,
more
I
than
think I
that,
got
but
like
in the
29
fourth quarter,
points
he
from him.
started getting
So,
stuffed a little bit. He lost yards. He lost yards on
yeah.
that fumble, obviously. He did get
Yeah.
stuffed a little
Oh,
bit in the fourth quarter to take some of his yards away. But overall, he had an amazing game. He was just trucking people like he always does.
oh yeah.
But who do you think wins this
Yeah.
game? Bills or Jets? We've been on this one for a while, but who do you think wins?
Oof, man, you got the Jets with a new coach from Detroit. It's still tough to pick against the Bills this game. I'm going with the Bills.
I agree. I'm going with the Bills. I think the Jets will start 0-2, but I think Jets will have a better year because
Yeah.
they have a really tough opening couple of weeks schedule against 2 really good teams, playoff teams, basically. Um, yeah, that's hard to open up with a new coach. But I think the
Yeah.
Jets will be fine. But the Bills will win. They look really good. They got the MVP, Josh Allen. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Pats at Dolphins. Dolphins laid an egg last week.
Mhm.
Pats lost also, I believe. They're both 0-1, but Dolphins got their butts kicked by the Colts. I thought that would be a much better game. They got whooped.
Yes. I'm gonna go with Miami. Even since Tom Brady was on the Pats, they've always had trouble playing in Miami.
Yep.
Uh, always. So I don't think it's gonna be any different this week. I'm going with Miami.
I'm going Miami too. I would like to see the Pats win. I'm not a Dolphins fan, but I'm not a Pats fan either. Don't
Yeah.
really care who wins this game, honestly. But um, I think Dolphins will win even out their record. I agree.
Yeah.
The history's there. I think it continues.
Yeah.
Um,
It's something about that heat and humidity down there that it just gives New England trouble.
yep. It's hard to play there. It's very hot. I agree. Very,
Yeah.
very hot. Miami's used to it, but they're not.
Yeah.
It's like playing at Denver a mile high. It's tough.
Mhm.
Home team's got the big time advantage on that one. Um, Jags at Bengals. Bengals won week one, 17-16 over a very good game in Cleveland. Nail biter game. Cincinnati finally wins the first game of the year.
Yeah.
Finally.
When's the last time that happened? Sheesh.
Yeah, they're not 0-2 or 0-3.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking for the Bengals to go 2-0 here.
What's that?
Man, the Jaguars can pull this off, but
They
I
can. They
think the
won week
Bengals will be too
one.
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they looked good in week one. We knew that we picked them both to win because they're playing against a very bad team, and they won. They looked good, like they should. But I think Bengals will be 2-0 for the first time in a long time. I think they'll be 2-0.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Bengals defense is a little bit better. Bengals defense played really good in week one, and that was a problem for the Bengals last year was their defense. We know how good their offense is, but with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T Higgins and all those guys, decent tight end
Right.
too. But yeah, Bengals are on a revenge tour this year. I think they'll be 2-0.
Yes.
49ers at Saints. We know 49ers are banged up, but the Saints are really bad. So I got 49ers all the way. They'll be 2-0.
Yeah. Excuse me. The Saints will get them in trouble, but I don't
They
see the Saints
will.
winning.
It is a road game. I mean,
Yeah.
Saints are still an NFL team. I mean, but
Yeah.
we know they're very much in rebuilding phase right now, and they probably won't win. They probably won't win more than 3 or 4 games this year, if that.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. San
they're gonna have a
Francisco
hard
wins.
time.
Yeah.
San Francisco got guys hurt. They still have a lot of weapons, and
Yes.
they'll be okay. They have a really good defense still that'll keep them in there. One of the best in the league, so they'll be okay. Um, Browns at Ravens. Browns are obviously disappointed. I hope they don't have back-to-back bad years, but the Ravens are obviously pissed off for losing the way they did in week one. They're playing at home.
Oh man.
They were playing in Buffalo last week. There was something that was interesting that did happen with Lamar Jackson pushing a fan in the stands after they scored a touchdown. Did you see that?
Yeah. 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 I
Because
think he apologized for
he
it
hit the
too.
receiver's head and
Yeah.
kind of like pushed him off of him. Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
called for, but I don't know if he'll get in any kind of trouble for that. But
No.
I don't think Lamar Jackson personally did anything wrong. That fan was wrong. You
Yes.
can't
Oh
hit an
yeah.
opposing freaking player in the head.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson saw that, and he wasn't doing anything demonstrative when he scored. He was just
Yeah.
like celebrating his teammates, and that guy just whacked him in the head. And Lamar
Yeah.
was like, "What the hell, man? Get off him!" So
Yeah.
that was bad by the fan. I would kick that mother. Kick him out of the damn game for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ravens win.
I hate to be Cleveland right now, going to Baltimore after Baltimore losing a game like that.
Yeah,
Uh, she's Baltimore's favorite by 11. That's a lot. So they may end up covering that 11 and a half. Rather. Ooh, they might
I
cover that.
think
I
they'll
know it's
cover it.
a division game, but just the circumstances of them losing a game like that where they should have won, and
Yeah,
they're playing like, oh boy, yeah. Sorry, Cleveland. I usually pull for you guys, but no, that's Baltimore's going to win this one easy.
yeah. I think Browns will be better as a whole. They really tanked last year, finishing 5-12 or 4-13, whatever the hell they were, after having a couple of good years in a row, making the playoffs, but then getting upset by Houston. That surprised C.J. Stroud coming out part, like I said multiple times on the show, broken record. But Browns will be better, but they will lose this game. They'll be 0-2, but I think they'll get better as the season goes along. I think they'll be okay. Bears at Lions. Both teams
Ooh,
are pissed off. Bears should have won that game until the JJ Mccathy coming out party. They just didn't, close the door shut, and they paid the price for it.
yeah,
Lions look like crap, so obviously they're hungry for their first win of the year. Obviously, the Bears head coach used to be the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben
yes,
Johnson. So he's going back to Detroit. I think they'll give him a standing ovation. He did a lot of good things for Detroit there.
yeah.
Was very deserving of the head coaching job. Bears probably will. I think
Man,
the Bears will be better this year, but I think they're going to start off 0-2, man.
man, it's tough because to lose both your offensive and defensive coordinator, who are both big parts of the Lions' success the past few years. I mean, they're going to have to
Yeah.
overcome that, even though they still have the coach, they still have the defense. You have the receivers, you have the quarterback. So that may have hurt them last week, losing those two, but I see him bouncing back against the Bears this week at home. So I'm picking the
Yeah,
Lions.
you see Lions bouncing back, right?
Yes, yes, I'm picking the Lions.
Yeah, I'm picking the Lions too. We haven't gone against each other yet. I think the Lions will win. I think they're by far the better team. I think Bears will be better, but this year compared to last year. But Lions have still been really good the past 2 or 3 years. I think they'll be good again this year. I
Yes,
still don't know if they'll ever get over that hump or not to get to the Super Bowl, but they have their chances. But we know what happened there with the coach. That might be something to talk about forever with him. Kind of having
yeah,
the chance to get to the Super Bowl, and he did what he did. So I don't know. He might be haunted by that for a long time. We'll see.
yeah.
Um, Broncos at Colts. Both teams look good. That's gonna be
Wow,
a good game.
wow. I'm gonna go with the Broncos on the road, barely. That's gonna be tough. Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah.
tough.
Broncos on the road.
I can see that happening though, just because Colts are very up and down, man.
Yeah,
One week they
yeah. It's
look
hard to
good,
trust that
the
team.
next week they look like crap. That's why they're always a
Yeah,
500 team. They have talent there, but they just can't get over the hump. One of these days they might. Um, yeah, I can see Broncos winning that. Colts are definitely talented enough to win to be 2-0, but I don't
yeah.
think they'll do it. They're just too streaky. They're too up and down week to week. So yeah, I really like what Bo Nix is doing there in Denver.
Yes.
Yeah, I got Broncos winning. I haven't gone against you yet. Yeah, Broncos. Panthers at Cardinals.
Mm. You have Carolina rebuilding still.
Yep, I think this
Yeah.
is an easy
So
one. As long as Kyler Murray's not hurt.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the Cardinals winning by a touchdown.
Yep, same. I got
That's gonna be
nothing
tough.
much to say about that. If Kyle Murray's playing, I think they'll be okay. They'll beat the Panthers easily.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
This
Here's
is
a
the
good
game you
one.
were talking about early. Eagles at the Chiefs.
Wow. And well, I'm wondering why it's on national TV. Probably because both teams played on well, Chiefs played on YouTube
Super Bowl
last week, and the
rematch.
Eagles opened up. So yeah, boy, the Chiefs can start off 0-2.
If they do,
Boy,
that'll be the talk.
yeah. I wonder if they figured out the offensive line yet. I think Mahomes was sacked twice, if I'm not mistaken, once or twice,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Eagles look good. I hate to pick them. I'm not picking them. I'm going with KC to win at home.
Okay.
Ugh, that's tough. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going KC.
Hey, we're still doing the show. My battery is getting low. I'm gonna get it in the charger, so I'm switching positions here. Hopefully, I can sit on the floor and you guys can still see me. So I'm moving real quick, folks. I don't want this to die in the middle of the show. Can you see me or not?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. All right, folks. I'm on the floor here. Hopefully, you guys can still see me. All right. Let me get my
Live
notes.
broadcast,
Sorry.
folks.
This is what happens when you're not a professional. Sorry, folks. You're in the Fry household. We're not at a studio, so you're going to deal with this. Can you still see me, or is it really dark?
I see it.
Okay, if it's dark, people, I apologize, but this is what we're having to do. Um, there we go. Um, what game I just say? Eagles at Chiefs. Could you say who's going to win that
Yes.
one?
I'm picking the Chiefs. I don't, it's got to be tough for them to go 2-0. 0-2. I don't see it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
They are playing at Arrowhead. It is hard. It is very hard to say that the Chiefs will go 0-2, but they definitely have the possibility. The Eagles aren't. I mean, both these teams went to the Super Bowl last year. We know this. Eagles blew them out, but Eagles did win week one, but it wasn't convincing against the Cowboys. Like we said, Cowboys actually should have won that game. Eagles lost a lot of defensive players. That's what's hurting them. their offense is still really good with Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, and they have the two really good wide receivers.
Yeah.
Good tight end and Dallas Goddard. They have a really good offense, but the Eagles' question is on defense right now until they get that figured out. Um, I want to go with the Eagles, but I'll stick with you, the Chiefs. Obviously, I hate the Eagles because they're the division rivals to the Cowboys, but I gotta be objective. But
Yeah.
it is too hard to see the. I definitely think the Kansas City Chiefs run might be over, but I think they still will win this game. I'm just
Yeah.
curious. I'm just curious if Patrick Mahomes can get a fourth or fifth ring and get close to Brady. He's got three right now, but will he be able to get a couple more rings and kind of challenge? I don't think he'll get to Brady, but can he challenge?
No. No, you get
Brady
close, I
maybe
think.
and get to
Yeah.
4 or 5. He won't get the seven,
Yeah.
but can he get the fourth one? Because if he gets the fourth one, he's tied with Joe Montana. I think Terry Bradshaw and some really legendary quarterbacks if he gets number 4.
Yes.
So he's got three, which is good, like Aikman, but
Yes.
our Cowboy. Um, yeah, yeah, I got Chiefs. Um, Sunday Night Football, Falcons at Vikings.
Ooh, Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy. That's a good matchup.
Yeah, really good
Very good.
matchup.
I like that. Sheesh. Well,
Falcons lost, but he played well. I think
yeah.
Falcons had a chance to win the game, but Koo, who's a very good kicker, a great kicker, missed the game-winning
Hmm.
field goal. Another team held on to win, but they had their chances to
Hmm.
win week one. Unfortunately, Koo is really good, but he missed that kick.
Boy, I usually don't pick against, and I'm not going to do. I don't usually pick against the Vikings on national TV at home. At home, and yeah, Sunday night football at Minnesota. It's going to be tough for the Falcons to win that game, so I'm going to go with Minnesota.
I'll go with Minnesota. And I don't trust the Dirty Birds at all. I think Michael Penix will be fine.
Mhm.
You haven't gone against you yet, man. We're only got 2 more games left. We might be completely the same this week. We usually have 1 or 2 games, but we might be the same. We'll see. But I'm
Yeah,
going with the Vikings too. Vikings have a really good young head coach. JJ McCarthy had his coming out party, like we said at the beginning of the show. I like Michael Penix, but Atlanta's Atlanta. They're very streaky like the Colts. Like you still know what you're going to get with Atlanta. That's why they're always like
yes.
8-8, 9-8. You still know what you're going to get with those guys, man. Um, there's 2 Monday Night Football games this week. I think the first one is Bucks at Texans. That should be a good game. Who do you got?
No, they have Houston favored at home against Tampa Bay, but I think Tampa Bay might be a little bit better. So I'm going to pick Tampa Bay to win this on the road.
Yeah, Texans won, but they didn't look very convincing, but they did win. Can't remember who they played, but it was kind of a low scoring game for what I remember. And they won, but yeah, they didn't look that great. Um,
No, they lost to the Rams.
that's
Houston.
why they lost to the Rams. That's why it was a low scoring game. I said they got the slow start.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
Rams won.
yeah, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so they're 0-1. They'll probably be 0-2. Yeah, Bucks. Yeah, Bucks, man. Oh boy, the quarterback for the Bucks, man. Baker Mayfield found his home, man. So
Yeah. Well, he turned it around there, didn't he?
yeah, he
Whew.
did. I see the Bucks winning. Yep. Last game, I haven't gone against you yet. Chargers, the second Monday Night Football game, the California rivalry, huge rivalry. Fans hate each other. Well, it's not California now because of Las Vegas, but Chargers at Raiders used to be a big California rivalry.
Yeah. That's going to be a nice matchup. Wow. Wow. I'm surprised the Chargers are favored only by 3.5. I thought it would be higher, but, huh.
Raiders won week one. They surprised me. Ashton Genty got his first rushing touchdown in the NFL. They won.
This is going to be my upset special for the week. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Okay. I could very well see that happening, but I gotta go against you at least in one game since this is the last game of the week. I'll say Chargers will win, but
All right. Yeah. That's
I
more,
think
that's
it could
more than likely
happen.
what happen. Yeah.
Chargers have a good team with Harbaugh. They got Justin Herbert as quarterback. They have a good team. Harbaugh is Harbaugh. He's a
Oh, yes.
fiery guy. He gets those guys to play. But Raiders and our new coach, Pete Carroll, the longtime Seattle Seahawks coach, my neck of the woods, he does have them playing well, but I think he'll definitely improve the Raiders because they've been really bad the last couple of years. But I got the Chargers winning this game though, so I'll go
Okay,
with the Chargers.
it's a good pick. Good pick.
All right. Well, that's really it for closing. Not sure what this. I think it's 14-3 in the Green Bay Commanders game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah. Josh Jacobs rushed for a 2 yard touchdown. Yes.
Yep, it's 14-3. It's almost halftime, or it is halftime, I think. But yeah, it's right. It's 14-3. It's either halftime or very late in the second quarter. I got my back towards the TV. What do you got in closing, brother? I'm still on the floor here.
Hey, it's a live show, man. Anything can happen.
Yeah, man. You never
Nice.
know, man. This makes it
But
more entertaining. My
yes,
battery almost died. I was like,
folks.
man, I gotta finish the show. But my charger's on the is on my outlets by the ground. My table's nowhere near it. And it can't reach. So I'm on the ground.
That's all right. Cool. Hey, folks, just like always, we welcome your comments, suggestions, predictions, whether you agree or disagree. Good, healthy debate. We'd love to hear from you, whether you agree or not. So let's enjoy this week. Coming up, college and pro. Hey, and we'll see if we can see you next week or the week after. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, folks. Monty said it well. Can't really say too much more than what he said. But yeah, let us know. Let us know what you think. Just like Monty said, and I can't really say much more than what he said. We always want comments. We want the likes. Watch the show, and yeah, just give us your feedback. And we'll be back for week 3. We don't know what day of the week yet, but it depends on my schedule, Monty's schedule. We'll get together for week 3, and we'll talk about some interesting things that happen in week 2, and then make more week 3 predictions in the NFL. And if there's any interesting top 25 games in college, we'll cover that as well. So we will see you all next week. So have a good night, and hopefully you enjoy watching the rest of the Thursday night football game. It's still a game. It's 14-3, but Commanders definitely aren't out of it. Green Bay looks really good, but they're not completely out, Commanders wise. So we'll see what happens in the second half. So, anyways, have a good night, and we'll see you all next week.